Welcome. Today we are looking at classification of living things. This is a key topic in your biology exams for SS1. Pay close attention. Let us begin. First, let me explain what classification is. Classification is the grouping of living things based on shared characteristics. It helps us organize the diversity of life. It helps us identify and name organisms. It helps us understand relationships between organisms. It helps us study the evolution of life. The scientific study of classification is called taxonomy. The scientist who studies classification is called a taxonomist. Taxonomy is essential for biology. It provides a universal system for naming and organising living things. Without classification, it would be impossible to study the millions of species on Earth. Now, let me explain the importance of classification. Classification is important for several reasons. First, it helps us identify organisms. By using a classification system, we can determine the identity of an unknown organism. Second, it helps us understand relationships. Organisms in the same group share a common ancestor. They have similar characteristics. Third, it helps us study evolution. Classification reveals the evolutionary history of organisms. Fourth, it helps us communicate. Scientists from different countries use the same names for organisms. Fifth, it helps us organise information. It is easier to study organisms when they are grouped logically. Sixth, it helps us predict characteristics. If we know the group, we can predict other characteristics. For example, if an organism is a mammal, we know it has hair and produces milk. Classification is essential for biology. Now let me explain the history of classification. The first person to classify organisms was Aristotle. He was a Greek philosopher. He lived over 2,000 years ago. He classified organisms into two groups, plants and animals. He further divided animals into those with blood and those without blood. He further divided plants into trees, shrubs, and herbs. Aristotle's system was simple, but it was not based on scientific evidence. The modern system of classification was developed by Carl Linnaeus. He was a Swedish scientist. He lived in the 1700s. He developed the system of binomial nomenclature. He also developed a hierarchical system of classification. He grouped organisms into kingdoms, classes, orders, genera, and species. His system is still used today. Linnaeus is called the father of taxonomy. Now, let me explain the levels of classification. The modern classification system has 8 levels. These levels are hierarchical. Each level is more specific than the one above it. The levels are domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Domain is the broadest level. It includes all living things. Species is the most specific level. It includes only one type of organism. The hierarchy can be remembered using a mnemonic. Do kings play chess on fine green sand? The first letters correspond to domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Each level groups organisms with similar characteristics. The higher the level, the more general the characteristics. The lower the level, the more specific the characteristics. Now let me explain the 5 kingdoms of living things. The first kingdom is Monera. Monera includes bacteria and cyanobacteria. They are prokaryotic. They do not have a nucleus. They do not have membrane-bound organelles. They are unicellular. They reproduce asexually by binary fission. They are found everywhere. In soil, water, air, and inside other organisms. Some bacteria are harmful. They cause diseases. Other bacteria are beneficial. They help in digestion, nitrogen fixation, and decomposition. Cyanobacteria are also called blue-green algae. They contain chlorophyll. They carry out photosynthesis. The second kingdom is Protista. Protista includes amoeba, paramecium, euglena, and algae. They are eukaryotic. They have a nucleus. They have membrane-bound organelles. They are mostly unicellular. Some are multicellular. They reproduce asexually and sexually. They live in water and moist environments. Some protists are plant-like. They carry out photosynthesis. Others are animal-like. They eat other organisms. Others are fungus-like. They absorb nutrients. The third kingdom is fungi. Fungi include mushrooms, yeasts, molds, and mildews. They are eukaryotic. They have a nucleus. They have membrane-bound organelles. They are heterotrophic. They do not make their own food. They absorb nutrients from dead or decaying matter. They are decomposers. They break down organic matter. They reproduce asexually and sexually. They produce spores. Fungi are found in moist environments. They grow on dead plants and animals. Some fungi are edible. Others are poisonous. Some fungi cause diseases. Others are used in medicine. Penicillin is produced by a fungus. Yeast is used in baking and brewing. The fourth kingdom is Plantae. Plantae includes all plants. They are eukaryotic. They have a nucleus. They have membrane-bound organelles. They are autotrophic. They make their own food by photosynthesis. They contain chlorophyll. They have cell walls made of cellulose. They are multicellular. They reproduce sexually and asexually. They are found on land and in water. Plants provide oxygen and food for other organisms. They are essential for life on Earth. The fifth kingdom is Animalia. Animalia includes all animals. They are eukaryotic. They have a nucleus. They have membrane-bound organelles. They are heterotrophic. They eat other organisms. They do not have cell walls. They are multicellular. They reproduce sexually. Some reproduce asexually. They move from place to place. They respond quickly to stimuli. Animals are found everywhere, on land, in water, and in the air. They range from simple sponges to complex mammals. Animals are divided into two main groups: vertebrates and invertebrates. Vertebrates have a backbone. Invertebrates do not have a backbone. Now, let me explain binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature is the system of naming organisms. It was developed by Carl Linnaeus. Each organism has a two-part name. The first part is the genus. The second part is the species. For example, humans are Homo sapiens. The name is written in italics. The genus is capitalized. The species is in lowercase. The genus is a group of closely related species. The species is a group of organisms that can interbreed. The binomial name is universal. It is used by scientists all over the world. It avoids confusion. Common names vary from place to place. Binomial names do not. They are based on Latin or Greek. They describe the organism. For example, Homo sapiens means wise man. Binomial nomenclature is essential for communication in biology. Now, let me explain the differences between the five kingdoms. Monera are prokaryotic. The other four kingdoms are eukaryotic, Monera are unicellular, Protista are mostly unicellular, fungi, plantae and animalia are mostly multicellular. Monera and Protista reproduce asexually. Fungi, plantae and animalia reproduce sexually. Monera and Protista are found in water and moist environments. Fungi are found on dead and decaying matter. Plantae are found on land and in water. Animalia are found everywhere. Monera and Protista are simpler. Fungi, plantae, and animalia are complex. These differences help us classify organisms. A common exam question asks you to list the 5 kingdoms and give examples. Here is a sample answer. The 5 kingdoms are Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, and animalia. Monera includes bacteria and cyanobacteria. Protista includes amoeba, paramecium, and euglena. Fungi include mushrooms, yeasts, and molds. Plantae include all plants. Animalia include all animals. Each kingdom has characteristic features. Another exam question asks you to explain binomial nomenclature. Here is your answer. Binomial nomenclature is the system of naming organisms with 2 parts. The first part is the genus. The second part is the species. The name is written in italics. The genus is capitalized. The species is in lowercase. For example, humans are Homo sapiens. Binomial nomenclature is universal. It is used by scientists all over the world. It avoids confusion caused by common names. Another exam question asks you to distinguish between vertebrates and invertebrates. Here is your answer. Vertebrates have a backbone. Invertebrates do not have a backbone. Vertebrates include fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Invertebrates include insects, worms, mollusks, and crustaceans. Vertebrates are more complex. Invertebrates are simpler. Most animals are invertebrates. Let me give you a quick summary. Classification is the grouping of living things based on shared characteristics. It is important for identification, understanding relationships, studying evolution, and communication. The levels of classification are domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. The 5 kingdoms are Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, and animalia. Binomial nomenclature gives each organism a 2-part name. Vertebrates have a backbone. Invertebrates do not. Practice these concepts. When you have them down, move to topic 4.